So that's an argument. What makes an argument good or bad? Well, here we're going to identify three features that a good argument has. The first feature is called validity. Again, this is a term that gets used by lots of people in everyday life in lots of different ways. But when we use it in this course, we're going to use it in only one way. It's going to mean only one thing. It's only going to apply to arguments, and it's going to apply in the following way. We say that an argument is valid when it is impossible that its premises be true and its conclusion false. Or, to put it another way, there is no possible situation in which the premises of the argument are true and the conclusion is false. And we say that it's not valid when there is a possible situation in which the premises of the argument are true and the conclusion false. Not valid, for short we say invalid. Okay, so here is an example of a valid argument. Premise 1. There's a frog in one of my two pockets. Premise 2. There's no frog in my right pocket. Conclusion. There's a frog in my left pocket. Why is that a valid argument? Well, the first premise says there's a frog in one of these. The second one says it's not in the right one. So if it's in one of them and it's not in the right one, it must be in the left one. There's no possible situation in which there's a frog in one of them, there's no frog in the right one, and there's no frog in the left one. Contrast that valid argument with an invalid argument. Same first premise. There's a frog in one of my two pockets. Second premise. There's a snake in my right pocket. Conclusion. There's a frog in my left pocket. That is an invalid argument. Why? Well, although the fact that there's a snake in my right pocket might suggest that the frog must be in the other pocket, there is nonetheless a possible situation in which the premises of this argument are true and the conclusion is false. That's a situation in which the snake and the frog are both intimately together in my right pocket. Maybe the frog is inside the snake. If that's how things are, then yes, there is a frog in one of my two pockets. Yes, there is a snake in my right pocket, but no, there is no frog in my left pocket. The premises of the argument are true, but the conclusion is false. And if you're ever going to say that an argument is invalid, this is a very good way to say it. It's by coming up with a situation in which the premises of the argument are true, but the conclusion is false. If you can identify a possible situation in which the premises are true and the conclusion is false, that shows that the argument is invalid.